Hello my wonderful people, welcome once again to this video tutorial, and in this class we are going to be looking at my favorite hosting company over the years that have proven to be good customer friendly. The services are also very strong and they have stand the test of time when it comes to hosting our website and an online software. Now, one of the things you need when when joining a website is that you want your website to go live. People everywhere in the world can see it. Now, the hosting company help us to achieve this particular purpose. Now, because they have a server that is online. They have a computer that is online 24 hours. And when you build your website, you want to give it to them so that they can be able to carry it and be going everywhere. Now, this can be explained like this: when in automobile, industry, design a vehicle and produces that vehicle, which is you now, that is a website designer. You design your website and then you produce that website. The next thing you want to do is to advertise that vehicle, or advertise that so that everyone in the world will see it, and not only your computer, you'll be able to have access to it. So that's basically what a hosting company does. They are like the people that advertise our website to all devices that have access to the internet all over the world. Okay, and these services are quite very cheap because you are paying either monthly or you are paying half of the month, half of the year rather, or you are paying annually. And when you pay annually, you tend to have more discounts than when you pay half, quarter, and the rest of them. Okay, so in this particular class now, I'm showing you my favorite, and this is number one, called the Bluehost. Now, I choose Bluehost. One of the reasons is because friends and the rest of developers in the industry alongside with me, they all of them recommend Bluehost and the rest of that for the service it renders. And this place now, I'm going to show you one of the two things that you're going to need. Now, it depends on the kind of website you are building anyway. If you are building a Python website, you have a Python hosting. If you're building a WordPress website, you have a WordPress hosting and the rest of it. So all of them have their special features integrated into them. However, for you who is a website designer, or maybe a software developer, you need two things. Number one is the domain. You need a domain, and the next one, you need a hosting. Now, a domain is just the name directory that direct people to your website. So you can actually buy a name here and go to another server or to another hosting and buy hosting. Let's assume that this particular Bluehost they are selling .com. Maybe example of maybe your business is agro James, for instance, and then you purchase www.agrojames.com in Bluehost because it is cheap in Bluehost. However, hosting in another website which I'll be showing you is going to be maybe less costly, and their services are also very good. Now, the reason for which I'm saying it is just to help you understand there are two basic things you need. After when you are done buying it, I'm now going to send you your cPanel details, so that you have access to their portal where you can be able to host your website. Okay, so the first thing we need now is to get a domain available. So they're asking us here, brainstorm your next domain. So we don't want to go to facebook.com because Facebook is already owned. So anything you write and is owned already by a brand, is not going to be available. So you're going to find that they're going to tell us here that Facebook is not available because someone else already is using Facebook. And any name you have here, should be a name that is not being used already by somebody, and then so that people can actually not have difficulty locating you. And now these things are quite, these domain extensions have some meaning. Now in this place now you see facebook.com is not available. Sorry, Facebook is taken, so you cannot go for facebook.com, but they are telling you that this one is also very, very cool, facebookfails.com. If you want to buy that, that's okay by you. Then they have burlingtonfacebook.com. This is the price they're selling it for the year, and the rest of the freefacebook.store. Now all these domain extensions have their meaning. This has to do with commerce. Okay, commerce, www.whatsoever.com is commerce. Then you also have the store. Store is trying to say that this place is a store where people sell maybe books and the rest. Now this one is network. And then we have co for corporation, we have site, we have quite a number of them, US for United States, we have this quite a number of them, ORG for org, okay, organization. So organization, those who usually go for organization, non-governmental bodies, non-governmental bodies are the one that go for. So it depends on what you are building. If the website you want to host is for your religious organization or maybe for a group of persons, you want to go for org. If it is a business, you want to go for commerce. If it is just for an information base, you want to go for it. However, some of these domain extensions cannot just be purchased. You can easily buy .com, you can easily buy some other thing, but you might not easily buy .org. Reason is because maybe you are a new developer, and for me now, who have been in the industry with the company I'm using, I might be able to buy it easily because they know me, they trust me to some extent, they know how some of my details. But as a new developer, you might have to submit some of your detail, maybe your ID card and the rest of that, which I also did using my company. Okay, so in this scenario now, what you want to do now is to brainstorm on another one. So we don't want to use Facebook because somebody is using it already. So you want to use your own brand. So let's say for agrofrank, okay, .com. So you want to go for agrofrank.com, and let's be hopeful that nobody have taken this name already all over the world, because so they are telling us that agrofrank.com is actually available. So when we purchase it now, nobody else can purchase it anywhere in the world again. Okay, so we also have this one available. All these ones are also available. So what you may want to do now is to click on continue. Now this is the cost for the year annually, starting from the very day you purchased it to so the next 12 months. You are not going to pay any other thing, and in some cases you might also be given discount. Now I don't want to click on continue. However, continue is the next thing you want to click. Reason is because I'm not signed into this Bluehost for now. I'm not using my official account, so I don't want to do that. So what I want to do next now is to to go back to the previous and show you the hosting plan and some other things. But before the system loads, you can see the prices for .NET. So .NET is sold for $18 or approximately $19. This one is sold for $12. This one is sold for $9. So .org is sold for $9. So the cheapest one you have here, I think, is .store. .store is the cheapest domain extension. However, you don't want to go for the cheapest. You want to go for visibility. Which one will your customer find you easily with? Your customer, or maybe those who are visiting your site, which domain extension are they expecting you to have? Which one will rank very well on Google search engine or some other search engines? Because these things are some of the things you want to put into consideration. Okay, so let's go back now to the hosting. I've explained what the domain means, and then I'm going to going to the hosting now. So when it comes to hosting, there are quite a number of hosting plans that this website have. So you have the web hosting, you have the WordPress hosting, you have the WPS hosting, you have all of those manner of hostings. Okay, so you want to know the one you want to go: professional email hosting, Google Workspace, website security, blah blah blah, and the rest of that. So basically, if you are building a normal website, what you want to do is just click on maybe this or maybe this. Okay, so let's go for this, and let me see what's going to come out. Okay, so it's coming up. Okay, So this is the actual normal hosting, okay, that can actually serve you for quite a number of hours. So this hosting can also serve for your WordPress hosting. Most times WordPress hostings are very, very expensive to compare the normal hosting. So this is the starter plan, 60% save. This is the cost for the month. Okay, so if you want to, domains cannot be purchased per monthly. However, hosting can be purchased per monthly, because once you buy the name is your name forever. However, the hosting, you may want to change from this hosting account company to another hosting company if they are not carrying your website very well. You may want to do that the way you want, or maybe they don't respond to you and the rest of that. Now, there is one beautiful thing about building a website, that is going to make you have more profit and the rest of that. So now this is the starter plan, this is the business plan, and this is the e-commerce essential plan. For the month you're paying $3 here. For the month you're paying $6 here, approximately $7, approximately $15. But if you're paying annually, you find out that the cost is going to be reduced. Okay, so in this place now, this is one of the reasons why I love this package. In when you purchase this hosting plan, what is going to happen is that you are not going to have quite a lot of visitors in a day. It's going to limit the number of visitors you are supposed to have in your website. Okay, let me see where it's specifying the number of visitors you are going to have. Maybe in a day okay, so ideal for 40k visitors monthly. Okay, so 40k, if your website is going to generate 40k visitors per month, that's fine. That is to say 40,000 people can be able to use your website for the month. Okay, so this other one is 200k visitors. If your website is getting that much number of persons, that is just what you want to go for. So now, for you to be able to know how many persons per day, you just have to divide 40k by 30, or perhaps by 31 day, and then get, if your website is getting maybe more than 2,000 views per day, you don't want to use this plan. You may want to use the other plan and the rest of that, so that people will not have issue trying to load your website and the rest of that. Okay, so but now this is still very good. Most of my clients' website that I build, industrial website, I build it on the starter plan, okay, and the rest of that. So the next thing here is that you can host more than websites in this one plan. So when you get business from from a client, and then you get from another client up to 10 clients, you can actually not go back to buying hosting again. What you just have to do is to buy their domain, come to this hosting and host it. However, you must tell them, you must have an agreement with them, or maybe a mutual understanding that you are the one that is going to be controlling their website for a period. There should be an agreement like that, so that it is not going to be after building. Just make sure that the customer is not going to demand having full control of the website, when you are done building it. So if a customer wants to have full control of the website, that means you need to buy another hosting. But if the customer does not want the full control of the website, you want you to control it, you want you to do it, so you want to do it like this and save more money for yourself and earn much more profit. Okay, so in this case, now you have the 10 GB storage, where you have quite a whole lot of interesting opportunity, and they're also going to give you free domain for the first year. So you are not going to pay for your domain again. So you are going to get a free domain for the first year. The customer service, I love their customer service, because they answer immediately. Just what you have to do is on this chat button now. Once you click on it, you can be able to chat with them, and they are going to respond to you. So they're also going to give you an SSL certificate, okay? An SSL certificate, which means that everything information in your website is secure. Nobody can be able to decrypt it. And this SSL certification is the key you used to see somewhere here. So I don't want to load this page. If I load it, it's going to appear. So the key you used to see in this environment in every website that says that that website is actually secure. Now, so this is what, if you want to go for this, fine. If you want to go for this, I've been able to introduce you to two different things that you need so that you can get your website going online. So you have to pay for this one separately and pay for this one separately. However, if you create an account here and then you select your name, you come here, select your hosting, you'll be paying for them all together and the rest. Now, let's go now to the next website, and this website is quite very, very good. They offer the same service, and then I don't know why it's taking time. Okay, it have come up. So in this place now, this is Hostinger. Hostinger services are quite somehow expensive to compare to Bluehost, and that is the beauty of that is the beauty of, what do we call it now, competition in business. Okay, so but the hosting plan of Hostinger is far more, in my own opinion, better than the Bluehost. So this is now trying to leave you to have your own opinion after I'm done. So let's go to web hosting. Okay, so let's go to web hosting, and then we are going to see their web hosting services and the web hosting plan, how it looks. Okay, and then the cost of it, the services they are rendering, they are going to give to us, and then we are going to compare it with the other brand that I showed you initially. So in this place now, because I'm currently in Nigeria, okay, for that reason, these people are showing me the prices in Nigeria. They said that the hosting plan that they have make move with new year's sale, and they are saying that they have 4 hosting plan. Number 1 is best for sole entrepreneur, just single person. The next one is premium, okay, and the rest. So this one is sold for 1,900. However, okay, this one is sold for 1,900, right? And then the only one website can be created. Only one website can be created. So this one is cheap. However, you can only carry one website. Okay, you don't do up to 10 websites and the rest of that. Okay, so in this place now we have the next one. A plan that they have, and this plan that they have you can create up to 3 websites in it. Okay, 3 websites can be created in it, and you're also going to have free domain for 1 year. So which is the premium plan, right? You're going to have free domain for 1 year. You're going to enjoy having WordPress site maintained for you. They're going to maintain your WordPress sites for you, and the rest of that is backup and the rest of them. And so no Node.js web apps. They said it, no Node.js web apps. That is so, and this other one inclusive, that you don't want to upload a Node.js app here. So, and then in this place, you have the another service for 3,900 per month. Okay, and then in this place they say you can create up to 50 websites. So this is the service you can actually use to compare the Bluehost business service. This is sold for $7. Okay, and this Hostinger, and $7 is equivalent to 13. Is equivalent to 13,000 naira in Nigeria currently. Okay, so I think, okay, so I think I made a mistake trying to say that the Hostinger is more costly. No, it's not costly. I think the Bluehost is costly now. Okay, and then you can for the month this is what you want to pay, and then okay, 3 times. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so Hostinger is still very expensive. So it's not like it's very expensive because the services that are given are also very great. So I prefer for me to use Hostinger when it comes to my hosting. Reason is because of the number of websites I can create in one project. So I can host 50 websites in one project. I can host 5 Node.js web pages. I have 50 GB, and then I have AI agent for these. I have a whole lot of stuff for free. However, the service is a little more expensive, but what I can do is just like me having one bag that I can contain 50 websites, and this other one, the Bluehost, is a little more expensive, is a little more cheap, but can only contain how many? Oh my god, they both are the same, but okay, they both are the same. So let's talk about the visitors that they can have if it is specified here. I think Hostinger have been able to reduce the cost of this site because it used to be pretty expensive before. Okay, now with the advent of AI and the whole of daily and on-demand backup to prevent any data loss. Okay, they back up our data every day. I've have an issue like this in one of the hosting companies, and I have to demand for a backup. I told them the certain day I think that I want to the backup to be reverted to, and they reverted it for me within just a few moments, maybe minutes on an hour. So this is quite a very good one. So basically, now you find out that everything, the hosting and the Bluehost have similar services, and they are also not pretty expensive. So imagine you advertising your website. Imagine your website and have you pay less than how many, that's $40 or perhaps less than $50 to get it and being advertised for a year. The money is not that big, and then when you are building a website for a client, and then this is just how little you have to pay, and then all the other money you get are the one you are getting, are the profit you are making for your expertise, for your skill, for your knowledge, which is also very, very cool. Okay, so that's basically how hosting companies do their stuff. So by the time you have purchased and then you have paid, using your ATM, the payment services are also very fast. So once you make your payment using your bank account or transfer, you can use Visa card, MasterCard, and in some situations you can even do transfer with your OPay if you are in Nigeria or maybe some of these African countries. And then the next thing that is going to happen, you're going to find that they're going to receive your money and they are going to send a cPanel. Okay, so in one of our videos now, we're going to be looking at the cPanel, some things you might want to do in the cPanel. I've made a video on, so you want to check it out in subsequent time. Thanks so much, I appreciate. Okay, so in this video now, you want to tell me your favorite, which one is your favorite hosting company that you may want to use in 2026 to make host website and the rest of that. So any challenge you have at the cost of building a website for your client, just drop in the comment section. And when that is being done, I'm going to assist you to get the problem solved. Thanks so much. Please subscribe and share the video so that your other persons can see and see it. And please, if there are suggestions you want to make a video better and stronger, please, those are highly recommended. Please subscribe. Thanks so much.